We're back here at St. Pius, a very special place in the neighborhood of Pilsen, located in the city of Chicago, in the state of Illinois, and the United States of America. And we're here for a cause. We understand that in our country, there are a lot of hard-working people who do some of the hardest jobs in our society. And they do those jobs well. And they work 40 hours a week. And I know there's a principle as old as the Bible, that if you work 40 hours a week and do things right, you shouldn't have to live in poverty. That's a fundamental principle we all believe in, and we want to do something about it. And I was right here right before Christmas, and we announced that this year, 2014, all across Illinois and frankly all across America, we're going to have a grassroots campaign of everyday people, people who work hard, to make sure that we raise the minimum wage, that we give people in Illinois who are making the minimum wage more money so they can spend that money to help their families. That's one of the very best ways to help our economy, to make sure that we raise the minimum wage in Illinois from $8.25 to over $10. We think that's the right thing to do. And as Dr. Martin Luther King once said, it's always the right time to do the right thing. And that's why we're here. And we know how to organize, because in coming over here, I drove on Cesar Chavez Street. Cesar Chavez was here 40 years ago. Not far from here, I got to shake Cesar Chavez's hand. And he said not only si puede that day, but he said, juntos podemos, together we can. And that's what this movement is all about. The effort to raise the minimum wage in our state of Illinois has got to be an effort where we all participate, all of us band together in the best traditions of American democracy. We know that folks who make the minimum wage, if they get a raise, they're not going to admire that money in the bank vault. They're going to spend that money in their local communities, creating other jobs. Our Federal Reserve Bank here in Chicago said for every dollar raised in the minimum wage, $2,800 are spent in the community, creating other jobs. 70% of our economy are consumers and their demand. And we've got to help those hardworking men and women. Over 1 million people in Illinois will benefit from raising the minimum wage. 60% or more of those folks are women who are doing some very hard jobs and raising their family. They're heads of households. It's time to do the right thing. And we listened last year to the Man of the Year from Time Magazine, Pope Francis. He said we can't have an economy of exclusion. We have to have an economy of inclusion, an economy that has human purpose. That's why this movement to raise the Illinois minimum wage and to raise the minimum wage across America, we've got to band together and do it together. We know how to organize. Early to bed, early to rise, work like hell and organize. That's what we're all about, right? Yeah. So we have some folks here today that are going to speak out about this important policy issue. I went to the White House a couple of weeks ago. Our president, he's committed. He understands it's time to give America a raise. He's got to do it, and we got to help him do it.
Proud to be here today and stand with the governor and all these good people on this issue. You know, I've been an actor all my life, but that's what I do for a living. But activism is what I do to stay alive, and this is a reflection of my activism. It was mentioned that this is far less a political issue than a moral one, and I can't help but reflect on a very special event that happened 1 year ago this day that affects all of us, particularly the people in this community, and that is that Pope Francis was elected 1 year ago this day, and he set a very clear tone for not just our church, but for the world, for consciousness. And that is to join together to make changes, because it's the only way we can do it. And that's how we save ourselves, is by serving each other. And so we give thanks and praise for his presence. This good man, as I mentioned, is one of my heroes, and he's always in the good fight, and it shows. He's covered with scars. And we are in a very long and arduous fight. It's not going to be an easy thing, although you'd think that, you know, who could argue about $10 an hour? For heaven's sakes, a 5-day work week, that's $400 a week before taxes. So, you know, the people that oppose it should try to live on that in today's market. We know it's not possible. So just to give a word of encouragement about being in tough fights that are worthwhile. The Irish tell a story of a man who arrives at the gates of heaven and asks to be let in. And St. Peter says, of course, just show us your scars. The man says, I have no scars. St. Peter says, what a pity. Was there nothing worth fighting for? Thank you.